Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Demon. I'm back in a Raptors video, man. How y'all people doing? And in today's video, I'll be talking about why the Raptors feed off their home court advantage. As for the season that is coming up, as there's many games coming for this season, so I'm going to talk about the Raptors and many more topics I have for them this season. So if you are new, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe as we're on the second channel today, and we're on the road to almost 100 subscribers. So y'all like me talking Raptors stuff and like me talking to my camera or my phone, and I'm gonna have more of these videos coming because these videos are doing really well. So make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And I'm gonna talk the Raptors home court. I think the Raptors they really feed off their home court because literally they have about Scotiabank Arena. Honestly, on a good given day, on a sold out crowd, has at least 20 million fans in the arena. And honestly, I feel like the Raptors feed off of that. At first seeing in Tampa, it took their home court advantage away from them because they had a hard time completing games away from home. And they also dealt with injury. They dealt with players having COVID, they dealt with players having injuries, they dealt with players having setbacks. They had many issues. They didn't have a home court. But then as for next season, when they're giving the home court, when they're giving Scotiabank Arena back by the government, it helped them out a bit, but I don't really think it did much. Because honestly, for the Raptors, I remember they started off the season and they couldn't really win a home game. The first game they lost for the Warriors, that's fine. Then they played against the Knicks, they played amazing in the second game. Then they played against Orlando, I think it was a close game. Then against the Cavs, they lost. They almost couldn't win a home game at the beginning of the season. And the reason why? Because they're away from home court for almost a good 6 to 7 months from the season when they played in Tampa. And honestly, you look at the season before they were in the bubble, and then before the NBA shutdown, the Raptors were on a roll. They had Kyle Lowry, they had Ronnie Hall-Jefferson. They were on a roll, and they're almost one of the best home teams in the NBA. I remember, they're almost about the first or second or third best team in the East, and they're going crazy. I remember they came back with 30 points against the Dallas Mavericks. Many of the fans in the arena during that time in Scotiabank Arena were shook. They were quiet, they were done, and then the Raptors came back. They came back down 30 points against Luka Doncic and Jalen Brunson and the Dallas Mavericks with Kristaps Porzingis. And they came back down 30 points within a second half, which was crazy. I didn't even watch that game live. I was just sitting with my dad, and I was like, are you guys really going to come back? And they came back and shook the NBA and shook the Mavericks. So honestly, the Raptors, they really feed off their home court advantage. Yes, I know they got their home court back. Yes, I know they started their home court off a bit rusty. And I think they're probably they won about 50 to 60% of their home games, so that's fine. But I think the Raptors start off a little bit slow, in my sense. But honestly, and yeah, the Raptors were 24 and 17. So if you do the math, let's do the math here. 24 divided by 17. Let's do the math. 24 divided by 17. It's almost about 40 plus home games. So the Raptors, honestly, on a good given night, they won about 60% of their home games. That's pretty much efficient. But honestly, before COVID, the Raptors were going crazy for home court. They're winning games they're supposed to win at home court. They're winning games with a good team on home court. And he has almost the best top 10 defense now before the NBA shutdown. Like, you had players like Pascal going off and going crazy. You had players like Fred playing a decent amount. You had players like Kyle Lowry going off. You had players like Norman Powell. And you had basically some bench players that are pretty good. So honestly, I think the Raptors, they really feed off their home court. Because, like I said, like, if you're at home, you basically win most of your games. When it comes to playoff time, you need a home court. If you don't have a home court, like how the Raptors did in Tampa, they basically suffered and went to the 10th seed. And honestly, in the bubble, they played pretty well. I didn't really think it was an issue, but I think for when they played that Game 7 versus Boston, it was at home on a good given day versus Celtics, they would have easily won that Game 7 and wouldn't even be close. And having them travel and from Boston to come here, that would have been a nightmare for the Celtics. But honestly, I would love to see a Raptors versus Celtics series because that series in the bubble was a good series. Though Pascal was struggling, but I would love to see it again. But the Raptors, they really feed off their home court. They really feed off the energy of their fans. They really feed off against the vibe their fans give. And even Jurassic Park too. They didn't have Jurassic Park. And then now they have Jurassic Park this year. I think the home court, it very much made a difference. Like, honestly, for the Raptors, when the playoff time, they turn up because they have fans outside cheering on Jurassic Park. You have fans inside cheering loud. And you even have the whole NBA world watching the Raptors when the playoffs come. So they have all their fan support. I think their fan support is very key. And even the regular season, I think just going to turn up a notch. And for the home court advantage the Raptors have this season, they're going to go crazy. And even opening night, their fans going to be loud. You're going to have at least 20 plus fans. And it's going to be sold out. And you're going to have people even going crazy for the Raptors. Because honestly, the Raptors, they're the only team in Canada. Besides, you have teams like the Maple Leafs. You have teams like the Marlins. You have many teams in Toronto. But honestly, for the Raptors, they're the only basketball team in Toronto that's only here in Toronto and in Canada. So honestly, the Raptors are going to pay their home court off and they're going to win a lot of their home court games this season because the Raptors, they played really well on the road. Honestly, for their road record, I think it was pretty much decent too. Their road record, honestly, is pretty much the same as pretty much they're about 500 for both ways. So I think the Raptors are pretty much set. And I know we know we can play on the road. The road record's not really important, but I think if they start the season off the way they did last season on the road and played and won on the road and then won at home, it would have been so much better. But I think for the Raptors, they started off the season a bit shaky. But I think after All Star break, they're just breaking the form because I remember players like Pesha Chua didn't really go off yet. Like players like Chris Boucher was struggling to find himself, and even who else was struggling to find himself, and even Scotty Barnes a bit rusty a little bit. Like many players had a long time to find themselves. And honestly, I think for the Raptors, they're gonna feed off that energy for this season. And there's gonna be no playing games because honestly, the whole NBA is feared the Raptors because honestly, the way they're building their team is very positionless, and anyone can play 1 through 5. Like you have players like Patrick Chua who basically a sniper from the three ball. You have Scotty Barnes who's basically a teammate who can basically have all men amongst boys and just basically just dog anybody in the paint. Yeah, play like Pascal and create his own shot and do everything and be a shot creator in the team and even play point guard. And you have Fab Lee who can basically be a streaker shooter along with Gary Trent Jr. So you have 5 core guys. And then off the bench you have Otto Porter Jr., you have Thaddeus Young, you have Malachi Flynn, you have Delano Banton, you have Justin Champagnie, and you have Chris Boucher, and then you have Christian Coloco. This lineup is going to be filthy for the Raptors season because they have a 7 foot big in Christian Coloco, and if the Raptors get a big they need, though Christian Coloco's a bit smaller, they can pretty much get it done. And the Raptors, they honestly feed off the home court because the Raptors, like I said, they love their fans, they love the energy they bring, they love the enthusiasm they bring every night, they love the encouragement they always give when they're down like either 10 points. They basically feed off of that, and the Raptors, they gotta win at home court. So yeah, I don't think the Raptors have any problems. They're a top 10 defense. Their offense is about top 10, top 15 in the NBA, and their 3 point percentage is pretty much efficient. So okay, so honestly, I think for the Raptors, I think when they play at home, they pretty much get it done. They play together as a team, they play collectively as a unit, and they use the coach Nick Nurse. And even the playoffs, even seeing two, they won their home games. Like even in game when they were down 3-0, they won game 4. They won game 5, I think too. And I think they didn't win game 6, but they would have it basically. But no, honestly, for the Raptors, I think too. For the Raptors, they won game 4, and then they went to Philadelphia, carried that momentum, and then won in game 5. And then in game 6, they would have won too. But even honestly, for the Raptors, I think they're gonna use their home court to their advantage this season because like, honestly, for the Raptors, they would have dogged the Philadelphia 76ers if it wasn't for that. But game 4, after losing game 3, where Joel Embiid hit a stupid shot, if Joel Embiid hit a stupid shot and it went into second overtime, the game would have been done. Because the Raptors had all the momentum, they had all the series in their favor, and they basically ran the Sixers out of gas. And I think the Raptors, they would have won that game because in double overtime, I don't think the Sixers even went to about a triple overtime or double overtime like the Raptors when they played the Miami Heat game because they played Miami Heat in 3 overtimes and now it's in Miami and they could use that experience to their advantage. And then the Raptors, they start off pretty good in game 6 and they pretty much fall off in game 6 in the second half. So that's pretty much reasonable. They ran out of gas. But if they won the game 7, the Raptors would have had a favorite and would have came back 3-0, but things happen. And honestly, in the Raptors, I think they have a good team, and and this season I think they'll use the home court to their advantage. And like I said, the Raptors use all the experience from the regular season prior to this season now because this season the Raptors basically you have teams like again the Philadelphia 76ers who rebuilt and they got PJ Tucker. You have the Bucks and Giannis and Jrue Holiday. You have the Celtics. I don't know where they're going to be at, but they might flop. And then you have maybe you can probably say the Cavs there. Those are your top 4 teams in the East. If the Raptors can slide into 3 or 4 in the East, that'd be a big accomplishment. And honestly, I have the Raptors right now. I think they might finish in a 4th or 5th seed. But if they can slide to the 3 seed, that's pretty much better. But honestly, what they gotta do, they gotta win their home games, and that's how important home games are. And if they take the importance to home games in the beginning of the season and they carry it to the playoffs and use what they have from last season into this season, they'll go off. And honestly, for the Raptors, they use their home court to their advantage, and they have very good fans, and they get everything done at home. As for the road, we already know what they can do. They do pretty much everything decently, and yeah, the Raptors are one of the best home teams in the NBA for when before COVID, and I think it's gonna happen again. And the road record, you already know what they can do in the road. They're pretty much about a 50-60% win team or even better. As for their prior teams, so I think the Raptors will get it done. But honestly, the Raptors will use their home court advantage, their demeanor. And that is my video on the Raptors and why I'm going to talk about home court. This video might be long because I got interrupted several times. But if you are new, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to get me to 100 subscribers because I can't do this without y'all. And make sure to leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on this video on something I can fix up or something I should just do for the long run or even video ideas. Let me know. And it's your boy Demi. And follow me on TikTok. I'll put it in the video here. And I'm out. Have a great birthday, y'all. Yo, I need y'all to do me a quick favor. Honestly, if you can follow my TikTok and give me the 500, that'd be very much appreciated. I'm gonna be promoting more YouTube videos on my TikTok, so make sure y'all follow me on TikTok over there. And I'll see y'all there. And it's your boy Demi. I'm signing out. Have a great birthday, y'all. Just follow the TikTok, and I'm out. Peace.